shy because I could do this all day. I could do this all day. Back to the hometown, I-10 westbound. Show 'em what I'm talking about. Show 'em like this. It's that 225. It's that 318. That 504. That overdrive. Little pond, big fish. One shot, don't miss. Heard it like this before. Back to the dance floor. Hey now, hey now. That's that 225. I go one day. Hey now, hey now. Hey now, hey now. I go one day. Hey now, hey now. I go one day. Hey now, hey now. That's that 225. Hey now, hey now. I go one day. Hey now, that's that 225. Heard it like that before. I go do that, I do that. Talk about that, I do that. I go do that, I do that. He do that, I go on it. My grandma, you're already sat down on the bio. My grandma say you're alright. I set this camp on fire. Talk about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Listen, let them know, relate me shy because I can do this all day.
Hey, you want to take a picture by the car?
No, thank you. Who you talking to? Cause I know it ain't me.
Tried it.
Oh, no, ma'am. No, sir. He's acting like we work for him. He ain't my boss. Oh, mama don't even try to tell me what to do anymore. Since I've been 15 years old, I've been paying my own bills and doing my own taxes. So you need to relax.
I don't
I don't
work for you.
work for you.
You seem to be very confused.
Think that you gon'
You not
You not.
the boss of me. You seem to be very confused. If you think that you gon' tell me what to do, 'cause you're not. Oh baby boy, you must be so very confused. Everybody's freaking out 'cause something's wrong with you.
And there is something very wrong with you.
Something wrong with you. There is something very wrong with you.
Fast like lightning, harder than a hurricane. I bring the thunder, I'm dancing in the pouring rain. If you try to fight me, dishonor on your family name. Oh, I think they like me, world will never be the same. IQ billion, patience zero. Did you ever meet a modern day hero? Hold up, wait, whoa, put the flavor on it. Why you frontin' on me, boy? I'm your daddy favorite. Little bad boy, look at you now. Hi, hello, hi. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, this is so funny. Pinky Blue said, this song just bet me $20 it could tell me where I got my shoes. That is such a niche. That is such a niche joke. Who's ever fallen for the bet you I could tell you where you got your shoes on your feet? Don't play around with the street vendors in the street. Jokesters, all roads leads to clowns, in New Orleans, Louisiana. Just put the money in the bucket of the kids that are tap dancing, but probably them kids ain't getting that money either. Okay. Sorry to tell you, it's rough out here. Anyway, this is a funny comment though. You are funny for that. Here we go. Yeah, that was my song, y'all. I want to like make it into a real song. I got another whole verse for it. And that other like the middle part, the chorus part, I guess, where it's like, I don't know what to put as the lyric. I think I want to put I don't know, work for you. You seem to be very confused. If you think that you gon' unite oh, tell me what to do. Okay, yeah. Ooh, baby boy, you must be so very confused. I want to say everybody freaking out because you escaped the zoo. Or should I just do a repeat? Like, There is something very wrong with, there is something very wrong with, like, will you? Or like, you escaped the zoo. I thought the you escaped the zoo was funny. I wanted to put Audubon, but there was not enough space for those syllables. Anyway, okay, so where were we? Oh my God, Sour Girl, you are funny. Thank you for the $1.99. Super chat. Sour Girl said, here's towards the shoes. Do not bet with the street vendors. Okay. Do not bet on the street in New Orleans with nobody. Honestly, don't get a tarot reading either. You got to get one, go inside somewhere. Just don't do nothing on the streets, truly, except walk and get where you're going. The zoo line. The zoo, right? Everybody freaking out because you escaped the zoo. There is something very wrong with fat like lightning, harder than a hurt. That part. Everybody's freaking out because you escaped the zoo. It's so bratty. Okay, where were we? Woo! It's hard for me to stay serious all day, y'all. We back 3 minutes ago. Inner City Press on the beat. I have his thing linked. I just heard from the people that's inside the court that maybe Brian Steele actually is doing a good job, and there's jurors that's like nodding along. That's what Tisa was saying. She said she was inside there, and actually Brian's doing a good job. But like just reading, that's why you can't tell. That's why we need cameras in courts. That's why we need cameras, because then we would be able to see. You wouldn't have to take my interpretation. I mean, that's how I'm reading it. I'm like, this jerk. She's like, no, the jurors are like nodding along in agreement. He's doing good, and it's not looking good for the prosecutors right now. But look, listen, I'm not in there. I don't know. I tell y'all every day, I'm doing the best I can. We're trying to guess. I don't have any more information than y'all. I'm reading it. Okay. So I wanted to just update from this morning's video. Be sure to like the video, the zoo line. Everyone's like giving, they wanted zoo. Okay. Yeah, he reads like a bully. Amanda Harkin said he reads like a bully and it's given bully, and that's how I read it. But apparently he's coming across all right, according to Tisa. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I be cutting up, as they say, Kate. B is the gerund for past present participle. B. That means something different. I went to graduate school for linguistics. I don't know if y'all knew this or not. I wrote a master's thesis, did a whole study and everything, and I just couldn't be bothered to go present it. So I'm like all but master's. But you know how some dialects of English will be like, I be playing too much. I be playing too much. You be playing too much. That means something completely different entirely from you play too much. It's not linguistically the same thing. Be playing is like a continuous ongoing. You played too much is past tense, right? There's all these different things, but it makes it into, I think it's like a gerund or something. It makes it into a thing where it's like actually something totally different. So it's not a misspeak. It's just not considered to be by the current standard of things like proper grammatical English, but like that is just like rules someone made up in a book. Anyway, I do be playing too much. That is the truth, or I be playing a lot, not too much. That implies it's too much, and it's definitely not. Okay, so they're back. This is Inner City Press. I got to get back. Oh, I know why. I have an alter switched. Hold on. Order in the court. This is why. Order in the court. Oh, she needs to be dusted. All rise. We're back from the lunch break. The court is now in session. The jury has not yet entered in a video. Who predicted the video? I got to turn this thing off. Hold on. Who predicted the video? You were right. Two people predicted video before the lunch. Two people predicted video before the lunch break, y'all. And the judge is looking. The jury's not back in. The witness is not back in. The judge looks over at the prosecutor and says, anything, Miss Smizer? She's like, defense just gave us a video they say that they intend to use, and that's in violation of this court's order. The judge looks over to Brian Steele and goes, Mr. Steele, remember the court already last week put in 2 weeks ago, put in an order to the parties because they were just turning up exhibits last second, like moments before they were going to be using them, whenever it was supposed to already be turned in a long time ago and all this stuff. So the judge put in place some timelines to make both sides, because he was mad at both of them, to make both sides, Diddy and the government, have to follow certain timelines for presenting evidence. Okay. So the assistant U.S. attorney's like, okay, remember, you have an order standing or whatever, Your Honor. They're trying to use a video right now. We didn't know anything about this video. The judge looks over to Diddy's lawyer and says, Mr. Steele? He said, Your Honor, it's a very short video. A happy birthday to Mr. Combs. It shows her demeanor. You know, Diddy was like going through a phone. The judge said, no, this is cumulative. Why didn't you turn this in earlier? I only got it last night, Your Honor. It's video and audio. The court should know I gave over impeachment days ago. I don't do that. I know the court doesn't know me. The judge said, how long is the video? 8 seconds, Your Honor. I think the judge ought to hold up to it is cumulative. There's no reason for the video to come in because it just shows what she's already admitted. Like, she's already said it and admitted there were good times, and I posted the good times on my Instagram and it was happy or whatever. Like, yeah, that happened. Like, I admit it. So why do you need this video to come in? Brian Steele just says any freaking thing. 8 seconds, Your Honor. It's 8 seconds long. Here's the prosecutor. Your Honor, no. It's 20 seconds. And they gave us the exhibits before and after this one. They skipped it. So look what she's saying. The prosecutor is saying, Your Honor, this is freaking ridiculous. They gave us the other exhibits and not this one. This is pure gamesmanship. Look at what's actually being said here. I know it's easy to be like, Diddy, and then it makes you biased. It definitely happens to me. So like, take Diddy out, right? Pretend it's me on trial for something I didn't do, okay? And these people are trying to put in, well, I guess it couldn't happen because then it would be opposite, but never mind. Don't pretend it's me. What I'm trying to say here, y'all, is if it was on the other foot in a situation like this, where it's like Diddy's team turned over a bunch of exhibits to the government, okay? And in among these exhibits to the government, Diddy's team gave it to them. Look, we're going to use this during our Mia cross-examination. They gave the feds exhibit number 1749, and Diddy's team gave the feds exhibit number 1751. So what are you looking at here? There's obviously a skipped exhibit number. What exhibit number would that be? Everybody together, 1750. Exhibit number 1750, in case you didn't pick it up yet, is the video. So Diddy's team turned over 1749, which is whatever, a picture, a text, who knows, and 1751, but 1750 is missing. And all of a sudden, Brian Steele wants to introduce it. And the government's like, no. They just gave us a video. They just gave us a video on the lunch break. And he claims he got it last night. He could have gave it last night even. The judge already is looking like he's not letting it in. He says it's cumulative. Why wasn't this turned over earlier? And you know why I think the judge is going to deny it? Because of this question. Yep, he did deny it. Because of this right freaking here. The judge does not, and who does? But the judge does not like to be lied to. He said to Brian Steele, this is going to hurt his credibility. It's giving like that notepad. Remember whenever Mark Agnifilo said that the prosecution searched through a notepad that said legal on the top of it, and it didn't say that on the top of it? I got it last night. How long is the video? Brian Steele said 8 seconds. The Fed said, no, it's 20 seconds. And they gave us 1749 and 1751. I don't know why they withheld this one. The judge said to Brian Steele, I don't understand what you just said, Brian. When did you decide to use this exhibit? When did you? Oh, man. Get him. Get him. The judge asks to Brian Steele, when did you decide to use this exhibit? He said, yesterday. The judge said, 1750 is excluded. Can't use that video. Why? Violating the court's order. Ugh. He violated the court's order. He just didn't give it to him. He gave everything else. He didn't give that. The judge said, no, no, absolutely not. Diddy's lawyer said, oh man, they're still going at it about it. Okay, so the judge already did the it's excluded, okay? And instead of just letting the judge, oh, this is bad. This is not going to be good. Instead of just taking the L, they're out here arguing. And if it is true, sorry, my hair has just not been in any way cooperating at all whatsoever, and it aggravates me and distracts me. So it's not even 20 seconds, y'all. It's longer than that. It's 30 seconds. So Brian Steele said that the freaking thing is 8 seconds long. And in fact, in reality, it's 30 seconds long. He just lied, it seems. Or he can't count. I don't know. Maybe he got confused. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm certainly not in his mind. But the judge already said it's excluded. This seems like an order to me. Okay. I understand then this is Diddy's other different lawyer. Brian Steele is on the case, but then you also got Alexandra Shapiro piping in. No one's talking to her. No one's talking to her. Your Honor, I understand it's 30 seconds. However, she does have a professional duty of candor. So if she knows there is an ethical duty, believe it or not, if you are on a team with someone and you know that person is saying something that's not accurate, it's like materially false, like you do have a duty of candor to the court to correct it if you know, even if you're not being spoken to and even if it's not your issue. So I think she was like within bounds to say this, but she said, I understand it's actually longer than that, Your Honor. It's 30 seconds and it does show her, Mia, different than how she's presented herself here in this court. The judge said, okay, was it marked with a number? Because remember that 1740, 1749, 51, and then there's a missing 50 issue. Was it marked with a number? The judge said. Alexandra Shapiro, the one who's now talking, said, I don't know. She said, we had to redact the number. She said, the judge then asks Alexandra Shapiro, when did your team, Diddy's team, review this? What is it we're talking about? A 30-second long video of this witness, Mia, Victim-4, alleged victim of Diddy, the labor trafficking, think S trafficking, maybe too, definitely the labor trafficking one, alleged forced labor. One of the counts in the indictment, Diddy is charged with, innocent until proven guilty. So the judge has already excluded this evidence, but they can't take no for an answer. Brian Steele, Young Thug's lawyer, had originally started this line of argumentation, but now Diddy's other lawyer, Alexandra Shapiro, is piping in. And I think at first it was because she did have a duty to say it, I think, from my understanding. But then she kind of then starts making arguments. Like she used it as a foot in the door. But she's saying, we want to show this evidence because it shows the alleged victim different than how she's presented here. The judge said, when was this exhibit marked with a number? Shapiro, Alexandra Shapiro, she said, I don't know. We had to redact it. The judge says, when did the defense team, when did y'all review this video, this happy birthday video? She said, yesterday. And remember that last answer when they said that last time, he said, it's excluded. We're done. But they kept arguing. Mm-mm. Okay, y'all. So then the judge says, why was this not reviewed already? Why didn't we not follow the order? Why are we talking about this like at lunchtime right now? Alexandra Shapiro said, Your Honor, we didn't even think about it. We didn't even think of using this in court today until we saw how she presented herself here today. The judge said, how is that possible? How did you not even think about it? That doesn't sound possible. You didn't even think about showing how she presented herself? Then Agnifilo, third lawyer on the team, wants to step up. Let me try. Let me try. The judge said, Mark, the court's order said you have to establish good cause. That's why I'm asking. So Mark Agnifilo had the defense team amongst this all-star, superstar cast and crew has to establish there's good cause to override the already existing order to allow that video to be played. Okay. Oh my God. Mark Agnifilo is saying that this girl is acting, y'all. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the judge, okay, let's go back up here. I'm just trying to sort out what's going on. You have to do a lot of kind of like processing through like what's going on because it's like not a lot written and you have to kind of piece through it. The judge asked, why did y'all not review this video already? Alexandra Shapiro said, we didn't even think about it until we saw how she was presenting herself here on the stand. The judge said, that doesn't make sense to me. How is that possible? That was Shapiro, right? And the judge. Now we have Mark Agnifilo, another one of Diddy's lawyers. Let me try, Your Honor. The judge cuts him off and says, the court's order said you have to establish good cause as to why it doesn't apply in this case. And I don't see any good cause. Y'all knew about it yesterday and you didn't give it as soon as you could. You're supposed to do that. Now here comes Shapiro again. And the judge said, no. We cannot have multiple lawyers speaking on the same issue. The judge looks at Brian Steele, and says, you can ask her, did you send this video? If she says yes, it's not impeachment. Therefore, you can't bring this video in. Then Diddy's other lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, he says, Your Honor, I just saw this video yesterday, and her affect on the stand might be an act. She's acting, Your Honor. So they're trying to impeach her credibility by showing, look, this is how she normally acts when she's happy. Look how happy she is in this video. The fact that she's not acting like this on the stand means she's acting and faking, and she's a big faker. That's what Mark Agnifilo is trying to say. Oh my gosh, y'all. Somebody sent them this video out on the streets. Hold on. Mark Agnifilo said, I saw the video yesterday. Her affect on the stand might be an act. We had to talk. With our client. So Mark Agnifilo is saying we had to talk to Diddy. And remember, we told you we've been having a hard time getting time with him or whatever. Well, we think the witness's affect is false. Like the way she's speaking, the pace of her voice and stuff like that. We think I think someone has determined who she is and sent us the video. Oh my God, this is a scandal. The judge said, take 5 minutes and confer. That means take 5 minutes with the lawyers and y'all go talk, or you go talk to your client, or whatever the confer has to do. Go confer with each other. And then when you come back, I need you to answer, the judge is saying, why you have good cause to have this. Like, he needs the legal argument because the judge has issued an order. Okay. We've mentioned this order several times now. But this specifically was holding up the trial at the first couple days, the first day or so. Both sides were ambushing each other with surprise evidence, surprise pictures, surprise text message, screenshot, whatever. And the trial was having to get delayed. It was a sidebar and the sidebar and the sidebar and the break and the break and the break and objection, and this wasn't in evidence, and all of that. It's just wasted a ton of time. So the judge told both sides, this cannot happen anymore. He put an order in and he said, every night by 10 o'clock, you have to put in certain things that you're going to want me to address in the morning. Also, you have to tell the other side by whatever, sometime the day before, what evidence you're going to be using, what witnesses you're going to have, and all that. And if you don't follow these rules in this order, and you try to do one of those things like put in a witness or put in some surprise brand new evidence, it's not coming in because you don't know how to listen. Now, there's a little red line, star at the bottom. That's kind of like, not really the bottom, but I'm just for affect, for effect. I don't know, for effect. There's a little exception in all of this order, right? You always got to have exceptions in a criminal trial because somebody's whole life is on the line. So you do have to always take everything case by case. So there's this little thing at the bottom and it's like, okay, all this is still true. But if you have a really, really good reason, good cause, then I can maybe still let it in. Like, you didn't find out about it till 5 minutes ago and it's about to be closing arguments. You got to say it. Okay. The judge is saying, from where I'm sitting right now, y'all got this at 1 a.m. and you waited till lunchtime today. You waited 12 hours before turning it over. Where's the good cause? Where's the cause? What's the cause for that? Why didn't you turn it over? If you're trying to use it as evidence, I have an order in place said you were supposed to turn this over last night. What's your good cause? So go scurry away and come back and let me know. The internet. Oh my God. See, I'm glad I didn't do this. I am so glad I didn't do this. Just the third disclaimer, since this is a new video, we're not doing no who is Mia here. The judge has made it private. I have truly, you can ask Monica. I asked her to hide Mia's name, the supposed Mia. That's why I didn't want to do this. Nope. My hands are freaking clean. Nope. Look at this. Look at this. We had to talk to our client. Can we just email everyone our position? The judge said, sure. Diddy's lawyer said, some people on the internet think they have figured out who Mia is. We got this video also from random people on the internet. We don't think this was ever posted on her social media. It was on some random website. Should we show it to you, Your Honor? I'm going to read that one more time. It was just stated in open court 4 minutes ago, according to Inner City Press, when he hit send. Diddy's lawyer said, some people on the internet think they have figured out who Mia is. We got this video also from random people on the internet. Just random people on the internet. Random people on the internet. Figured out who Mia is. Because how does an AstroTurf campaign work, everybody? How does it work? You seed a narrative, and eventually the seeded false narrative becomes picked up organically by other people, by real people who then might want to Now, am I saying that Alexandra Shapiro is doing an AstroTurf? Most certainly not. That is most certainly. I don't even believe that. However, I do know and believe Diddy has access to at least the types of people who would know how to implement something like that. And I do know that there's some signs there. In my opinion, maybe Diddy could have started an AstroTurf that ended up resulting in random people from the internet, so such that Alexandra Shapiro ain't even lying. She's not even lying. Maybe random people really did send it to her. But why? How? How did anybody guess who's Mia? I mean, she did give some details and she's in the courtroom. That's the issue. That's the issue. She's in the courtroom. I told y'all whenever the judge decided, I don't know how else she would, other than clearing the entire courtroom out, it's like kind of like she's going to get found out who she is. Some people on the internet think they have figured out who Mia is. We got this video. Also, this is Diddy's lawyer from random people on the internet. We don't think this was ever posted on her social media. It was on some random website. Should we show it to you? The video is shown to the judge. It has already been redacted, they say, so why not on the public screen for the public to know what is excluded or included? I agree, Inner City Press. The assistant U.S. attorney said they waited until our direct examination was over, Your Honor. They waited on purpose. And you can't be doing this waiting on purpose. That's not good cause. The judge is like, can I have some good cause real quick? The judge asks again, when did the defense first see this video? Wow. Good job for this judge. Good job for this judge. When did the defense, when did Diddy's lawyers, one more time, asking one more time, when did y'all see this video for the first time? Shapiro said, we saw it yesterday. The judge said, when was it marked? 1750. Shapiro said, I don't know. The judge said, the video is precluded, meaning excluded. It can't come in. After the number of social media posts that y'all already showed to this girl, it's just more throwing it on top of that, like just, it's gratuitous. It's cumulative. On top of that, the defense's theory that she's faking it or acting up here on the stand is dubious. It says dubious. Okay. We do have some updates from Washington Post. Let's see if we can get, no, not that. Let's see if we can get some more context into what's going on up there on the stand. So we have 12 minutes ago, court back in session, nothing here. CNN has an update. All right. 11 minutes ago. Defense, this is Diddy's lawyers, argues to show a video that Mia recorded and sent to Diddy wishing him happy birthday in 2013. So a random video, this is really something. Whoa, they are bold. They are bold. Think about what this actually is. It's a video that Mia recorded and sent to Diddy wishing him a happy birthday in 2013, right? A video Diddy had, sorry, not Diddy had, excuse me, a video of Mia wishing Diddy a happy birthday. Hey, oh my God, happy birthday, whatever, right? 2013. They said they don't believe the video was ever posted to any of her social media accounts. So then why would she have recorded it? To send it to Diddy, right? Why else would someone record themselves making a happy birthday to Diddy? Video Mia recorded and sent to Combs wishing him a happy birthday. The defense is arguing to show the jury a video that Mia recorded and sent to Diddy wishing him a happy birthday in 2013. But the defense did not give notice to the court or the government until the lunch break. The judge is leaning toward excluding and keeping the video out because it's cumulative and it was noticed too late. He didn't give the notice. But defense attorney This is so funny. Not this part right here, but the last sentence. Defense attorney Mark Agnifilo said Mia's demeanor on the stand is an act, and the defense wants to show the video of an upbeat Mia talking to Diddy to help prove the assertion to the jury. The judge is giving the defense 5 minutes to get its story straight as to why this video is just coming up right now. That is a good way to put it. The judge gave them 5 minutes to get their story straight as to why it was just coming up right now. I'm going back to Inner City Press. Brian Steele is stupid. He's funny. He goes, can I ask if she sent it? Can I at least, Your Honor, can I at least ask if she sent the video to Diddy? How did Brian Steele get from random people on the internet because it was posted on a website? What random website had a random video of Mia posted? And how did they get a freaking video that Mia sent to Diddy? I think that's dubious in and of itself. Anyway, the judge has said, yeah, you can ask if she sent the video. Sure. If she says no, then you can bring the video in. So that's the only way it'll be able to come in. If Brian Steele says, did you send this video? And the girl says, yes, then it can't come in because they didn't give enough notice and it's cumulative. However, if she says, no, I didn't send that, then maybe it can come and they can play it or whatever. But then Brian Steele, he's not done yet. He's like, wait, Your Honor, one more thing. I'm going to ask about scrapbooks. I'm going to ask about Mia's scrapbooks. And the prosecutor and I have a disagreement. I have 3 copies of the scrapbook, one for the jurors to pass around. The honorable prosecutor and I disagree because they don't want them to pass this around. Why? Because there's something about Biggie Smalls unaliving in the scrapbooks. There's articles she collected about him. Biggie Smalls passing. I guess I forgot my Sprite. Okay. So Brian Steele's like, me and Mari and Comey disagree. On these scrapbooks, we want to just let the jury pass a copy around, but she doesn't want them to pass a copy around of the scrapbooks because it says something about Biggie in them. Okay, we got an update on CNN. Okay, finally, less than a minute ago, the judge said the defense cannot show jury the photos of Mia's happy birthday greeting to Diddy. The judge has precluded the jury, the video. I think AI must be writing these, or maybe the person just don't know what they're talking about. The judge has not precluded the jury. The judge has precluded the evidence before the jury came in after watching the happy birthday video. He said the relevance and probative value of the video is minimal because it's cumulative, and also said it's precluded because the defense did not turn it over sooner to the government. They got a video at 1:00 last night. He said defense attorney Brian Steele can still ask Mia about the video. And I want to know what so-called supposed random people. To me, it seems so obvious somebody planted this private video publicly to use at trial and it fell flat on its stupid little face. But that's just me. I don't know. Like I told y'all, I don't even know who they're even speculating that Mia is. I've gone out of my way not to find out, actually. Okay. "39 minutes ago, Fox News said Diddy's ex-assistant claims Diddy would punish her for reacting to alleged attacks on Cassie. Brian Steele asked if Mia had said anything about the rapper violating her in the post she shared to social media, and she said, no, never. The jury was also shown a post from Mia's personal social media account from October 2014. The photo featured Diddy at a Revolt conference in Miami. With Jimmy Iovine. They left that part out on that Fox News article. With Jimmy Iovine. The photo featured Diddy with Jimmy Iovine at a Revolt conference in Miami. Mia wrote, legends recognizing legends. She also told Diddy's attorney this legend traumatized her. The photo was of, yeah, there they go. They put it right here. Diddy and Jimmy Iovine. She wrote, the Diddy door has finally been christened. When Brian Steele asked if Mia posted a photo of the person who ruined her life, she said yes. And she pointed to Diddy. She pointed out Diddy was her boss and the person that she was with all the time. She explained to the jury that the dynamics would shift. When things were good, you would forget about the bad things. Steele questioned how someone could forget about waking up to a man on top of them. Mia said it's too horrible to think about. She explained that she was afraid when the moments weren't good and added that there were actually moments when she felt bad for Diddy. Then Steele asked about Diddy allegedly throwing Cassie into the bedpost. Mia replied, you don't forget that. You get punished for reacting to it. So you just pretend to forget it, basically. Okay, let's go back to Inner City Press. Okay. The judge said you can give the book to the jury for a couple minutes. So they're not going to have like unfettered access to it, but they can flip through and look. And then, just a couple minutes. They're not going to be able to probably bring it back with them to the jury room. And then the jury enters. First question. What is the Breakfast Club? This is Brian Steele to Mia. Mia said, the name of our camp. Puff's friend group, still partying at breakfast. I was invited in once. What? What is the Breakfast Club other than the Charlemagne podcast where Hillary Clinton famously said, hot sauce. Hot sauce. Seriously, hot sauce. What is the Breakfast Club? The name of our camp. Oh, the Breakfast Club is their Burning Man camp? Is that what she's talking about? His friends group is still partying at breakfast. I was invited in once. Huh. Whiskey Fox said, I thought it was a movie. Definitely not a podcast, a radio show, whatever. Uh-oh. Yeah. It's a podcast now, too. Like, it does appear where podcasts are. Breakfast Club is a movie. Yeah, I think it's a Burning Man camp. Well, she said it's the name of our camp. Hot sauce? Seriously, hot sauce. Hot sauce. Oh my gosh. Who gave me a 16,000 Indian rupee super sticker? Andi Rachama Sosa? Thank you so much for the 16,000 Indian rupees. Shout out to Sawyer. Thank you for the $4.99. Steele was all over the prosecution for not turning over evidence on time when he was representing Young Thug. Rules must not apply to him, Sawyer said. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Lauren said the video, unfortunately, was all over social media, all over YouTube. Wow. Thank you for $2 super chat. Jesse BKS said, I'm just waiting for him to get that guilty. His behavior is just next level. Thank you so much for the €10 super chat, Jesse. Shout out to Kendra Conwell becoming a member. And shout out to you again, Andy, for the 16,000 Indian rupees. Thank you so much, Hibiscus Rose, for the $9.99. You are doing a great job. Tisa Tells dropped her name. Oh no. Okay, well, I don't y'all please stop saying stuff like this. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I'm not trying to like put up and like advertise where people can find this information if y'all don't mind, please. Thank you so much for the $19.99 super chat, Lisa. Love your fun personality. You make listening fun. Thank you so much. Thank you for the $19.99. Oh, shout out to you, Sue Lee Buchanan. Thank you for the $9.99. Thank you for this live. You are awesome. Found you through Tisa Tells. Cool. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. CE Circulation LLC. Some people on the internet. CE Circulation LLC. Hold on just 1 second. What is that? Easying off. CE Circulation LLC. That don't exist. Circulate? Stop. Stop. Who is easying off? Who is in this chat right now? Okay, hold on. Hold on, y'all. I don't like to say stuff unless it's a public record, so let me just pull it up. I got chills. Empower Global is what? Diddy's PR brand, right? Oh my God. Okay, let me show y'all something. Real quick. This is big news. Oh my God. Woo! It's all public. Empower Global. What is it? Okay. AI overview from Google. Empower Global is a digital e-commerce marketplace created by Diddy in 2021 under Combs Global. It aims to amplify Black-owned businesses, offering a platform to showcase their products. Oh my God. Y'all have to read Whitney Webb, One Nation Under Blackmail. I can't even say it, what I'm thinking in my mind right now, because I have to be able to show y'all why I think it. Empower Global is an e-commerce marketplace aiming to amplify Black-owned businesses by doing what? Offering a platform to showcase their products. Do you know what? I'm going to have to clip this part out. This is historical. Do you know what Andre Harrell, he's the one that did Uptown, right? The Uptown Records guys at Andre Harrell. I'm going to get him mixed up with someone else. Started out at 1010 Winds, which is a radio station selling ad space. Okay. So this is the 21st century ad space on the radio. Okay. What is it? This one is for Black voices, right? But you can imagine it could be for anything. Diddy established an e-commerce marketplace to amplify a certain type of voices, Black-owned businesses specifically, by offering a platform to showcase their products. Kind of like, I don't know, maybe like letting a presidential campaign run through your Revolt Media going, hot shosh. I don't know. That was in 2016, so I don't know if it was this. But the whole point is to the platform to showcase the products. So if you have a product to sell, you can show it on the platform. But then look at this. Someone left a comment we're looking at right here. CE circulation is some people on the internet. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What does that mean? I type in CE circulate, and the first thing comes up, I typed in CE circulation, right? LLC. First thing come up is CE circulate. Entertainment services. Hold on. Whoa. In the nature of television, radio, podcast, audio, video productions. Why did he shut down Revolt Films? Was he moving into a different space? I swear I've made like 3 freaking videos about Diddy and astroturfing and how it looks like other forms of astroturfing I've seen. And it's always so hard to pull the strings of who's actually hiring these people. And I'm not saying Diddy is for sure. That's not what I'm saying. But look at this. What is this that we're looking at? This that we're looking at right here is from Justia, but they're showing us basically the evidence of a trademark that was filed for. A trademark, CE Circulate. What are they applying for a trademark for? Well, just if you look at the crawler, it says entertainment services in the nature of television, radio, podcast, audio, and video production. Okay, so who cares? Why do we care? Well, when I actually searched CE Circulate in the trademark system, it brought me straight to Empower Global. What is Empower Global? That brings us back to where we started. Diddy's e-commerce marketplace. And if you know anything about the whole payola scandals that involved allegedly Clive Davis back in there were some of them in the 50s, I think the 70s again, 80s. You have to read Whitney Webb 1 label under blackmail. I am not making any allegations, okay? What I am saying is this is insane find. And who is this? Who are you easying off? Who is in this chat? Thank you for the $5 super chat and the rabbit hole. Again, y'all, I don't exactly know, other than just exactly what I just showed y'all, what that all means. Wow. It seems like Diddy owns oh my God. It just gives a little bit more like possibility that some of my suspicions could possibly be true, but it doesn't mean anything. Can the judges courts hand out any consequences to Diddy's lawyers for directly lying to the judge? Yeah, they could, but he would have to do so many like warnings first and stuff. They get away with freaking anything in there. Thank you so much, Star Perfect, for the $5. Let's go back to Inner City Press and see if we have any updates. We were right in the middle of something over there. Whew. Web is webbing. Web is webbing. Thanks so much for the $2, £2, Nikki. All right. That CE Circulate is going to be fun to look into. All right. So we got a few more tweets. Whew. Oh, I'm trying to get to this. All right. 2 more tweets. All right. So what is Breakfast Club? She said the name of our camp. I think this is a Burning Man camp. I think when you have like remember they had a tour bus or something over there at Burning Man or some type of camp. And she alleges that something happened there. What is the Breakfast Club? The Breakfast Club is the name of our camp. Diddy's friends group still parties at the Breakfast Club. I was invited in one time. This message, this is Diddy's lawyer. Okay, so this message from South Africa, you hashtagged, oh my God, he said pounded. Oh my God, he's so silly. Brian Steele said you pounded instead of saying you hashtagged. Oh my God, he's trying to be a social media lawyer. Oh my God. He said pounded. This message from South Africa, you hashtagged this Diddy fan club. She said, yeah, it was run by a girl who shamelessly promoted Diddy. She was so sweet. He supposedly rugged and R'd you on his birthday. How did you not mark that? How did you not hashtag that? Hashtag they use me for science. She said, I wanted to forget it. I pushed it down. And then for some reason, Brian Steele said, are you finished? And she said, yes. You put aside that you say you saw Diddy abuse your sister, your best friend, Cassie. You put that aside and you posted this? She said, yeah. And you wrote this, Puff at iHeart? Ooh, what's iHeart? Is that Jimmy Iovine? Or is that? Okay, 5 minutes ago, the jury has shown more photos Mia posted on social media for Diddy's birthday. The jury has shown more photos Mia posted on social media. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked Mia how she could post about his birthday without recognizing the significance at as the time he allegedly actually without noticing that it was like the first anniversary of the time he did the alleged whatever. She said it was Puff's birthday. That's what the date was. And I tried to forget that night and shove it down. I never wanted to think about it again. Okay, Janice is back in court. Her daily Luke. This is her Cowboy Carter era for sure. Look at that fringe. Look at that fringe. Look at that leather. I'm glad she's got the pussycat wig instead of the one that was starting to give a little bit clown. But she looks good. You can't even say nothing about her. She's 84 years old. What you gonna say? What you gonna say? That other wig was ratty, but I can't even say nothing about her. She looks good. I don't know. I don't know what else you could say about it. All right. Nothing new there. Is the Washington Post talking? Okay, yeah, they have 2 new things over here. So let's see what they say in. The lawyers 14 minutes ago, Wesley Parnell of the Washington Post. The lawyers are off to a slow start after the lunch break. With the jury still out of the courtroom, the defense called Mia's somber demeanor on the stand false and tried to enter into evidence a video that shows the witness dancing and jubilant at a party. The judge asked the defense, Diddy side, why it didn't follow the proper procedure when entering evidence, and they said they offered a range of reasons, including that the video just recently popped up out of nowhere by internet sleuths. Oh, I can't wait to reverse engineer who shared that video with who was sharing stuff about celebrity freaking B. I'm gonna get y'all. The defense offered, and I'm going to tell everybody what you did to me. The defense offered a range of reasons, including that it just got the video recently from internet sleuths. The judge ultimately decided not to allow the video into evidence. 11 minutes ago, Mia had returned to the witness stand. Okay, so we got an analysis from Fox News. Diddy's ex-assistant's extremely powerful testimony doesn't prove RICO charges. So they really on Fox News are not having the RICO, but I do like to read all different sides of stuff. So while the testimony has been extremely powerful, her allegations don't help prove the prosecution's RICO charges. Now, with this, I do disagree. Just to let y'all know, my personal opinion is it does show that he was using the business. It further shows a pattern. It shows the alleged victim's state of mind. I think it does show a lot of the stuff that would help to prove force or fraud. It shows more blackmail. It shows more threats. But Fox News, has an agenda. They have a slant. So does CNN. So does the Mirror. So does NBC. So I do like to. This is why we do all the different sources here. The rapper's moods allegedly dictated how Mia was treated, which does show a little bit to the environment of the labor situation. According to the ex-assistant, Diddy threw things at her, once threw her into a wall, threw her into a pool, slammed her arm in the door. Her testimony was extremely powerful, and it will have a major effect on the jury. It will hit hard with anyone who hears about the abuse that she endured. The government has clearly proven that Diddy is a reprehensible person who committed despicable acts. But what we haven't heard here is how the acts against Mia supported the government's case as charged. Now, again, because of the reasons I just gave, I disagree with this man. But he said it doesn't tie together prior testimony to the charges. It is still individual, isolated violations of state law with the statute of limitations having run. RICO is very specific and involves profit for enterprise between multiple people. I say just hold your horses, buddy. He said, so far we have one person who is not a mobster, but a bleepist. I kind of am getting the impression he was. Like the fact that the cops didn't give him tickets. This guy's not going to mention that. Okay, let's see. Mia said she tried to forget Diddy's birthday. Brian Steele asked Mia how she could post about Diddy's birthday without recognizing that it was around the same time that he allegedly first assaulted her. She told the court it was Diddy's birthday. That's the date it was. I tried to forget that night and shove it down. I never wanted to think about it again. 12 minutes ago from Sky News, Combs' defense attorney continues to focus on Mia's posts praising Diddy. Brian Steele continues his questioning over Mia's social media posts featuring Diddy, just like he did before the lunch break. He points to one post in particular in which Mia thanks Diddy for an incredible experience. Once again, she's asked whether this is the same Diddy that has altered her life for the worst forever. Yes, she replied. She also was asked about another post 6 years after Diddy allegedly assaulted her. How is that not a significant date in your life? Steele asked. She said it was Puff's birthday. I tried to forget that night and shut it down and not think about it again. NBC has another update. Party on anniversary of alleged assault. The defense showed pictures of Mia at a party wishing Diddy a happy birthday on what would have been the 6-year anniversary of the assault. She tried to shut it down for that moment. She tried to protect that night and shut it down and not think about it again. The defense made Mia read what she wrote about Diddy on this birthday. Quote, legend, rapper, actor, entrepreneur, an extraterrestrial was born. I think it was a demon girl. A demon was summoned. Happy birthday. Thank you for showing me the path to Pluto and beyond. Oh, girl. Whoa. You remember when Dahlia Takali was banging on that piano, singing about all the planets? Oh, I just got a scalp chill alert. All right, let's go to Inner City Press. The one where she goes, see, anybody can make shit up. Okay. What are you doing in this picture? Mia said, promoting Diddy's appearance on Blackish. It's a comedy show. Were you aware of the Me Too movement? That was a great movement. She said, yeah, I was aware of it. Okay. What are these? Me and Diddy at Burning Man, then on Blackish. You loved Cassie. You meant every word on your social media account. She said, no, I did not mean every word on my social media account, but I do love Cassie. Yes. What's this? She said, it's a pop-up shop for D-Rock's brand. Invisible Bully. The name of D-Rock's brand is Invisible Bully. That's freaking ominous. Dubious, some might say. Brian Steele said, but you promoted Mr. Combs? She said, yes. "7 minutes ago, Washington Post did an analysis. Mia's emphatic praise of Diddy emerges as a key part of the defense's case. If the jury finds the defense's exploration of Mia's social media posts compelling, it may be because of how emphatic she was in messages of warmth and love directed at her alleged abuser. While experts believe assault victims address trauma in various ways, including by masking painful events, Mia was vehement in her posts that Diddy was wonderful and she adored him immensely. Abusers, however, are capable. This is the Washington Post, Shayna Jacobs, just reading, like I said, everybody has their views. Abusers this is a true statement, are capable, not always are, but a lot of them, of being deeply charismatic and affectionate, according to experts on abuse and trauma. Those doses of love can temporarily override a victim's feelings about the person. Mia made allusions to that theory of victim behavior during her testimony. She said, "I guess I'll leave it up to the experts to go into." She told the defense lawyer Brian Steele when pressed about her praise of Combs. "The highs were high and the lows were low," she said. Listen, I told y'all what I heard. I don't know. I mean, we can look and listen to other people's perceptions. I'm just refreshing more sources. Let's go back to Inner City Press. Wait, did I? Okay. So what part of working for him doesn't Steele get? Let's see. Just refreshing to see if there are any updates. Brian Steele doesn't drink, smoke, or curse. Nothing happening here. Nothing happening on these streets. Thank you so much, Patty C, for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for your sensitive coverage of this trial and the victims in it. As a CSA and DV survivor, it is appreciated. Yeah. So I'm so sorry to hear that happen. Patty, to you. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Sunflower, I have all my old Burning Man maps that show the large camps. I was there same year as Diddy. I'm going to look for the Breakfast Club, but I saw his camp with my eye to the side. Thanks so much, Sunflower. Yeah, let me know. Thank you, Laura. CE Circulate. Oh my God. Now I got to see which one of these little podcasties. They should have never let me find this out. Thanks so much, Laura, for the $5. Thank you, Verity. Thank you for the $10 super chat. You rock, cuz. Thank you. Thank you, Amy, for the $5 super chat. I took my cat to the vet. She hates the car. I put your live on in the car and on the way home, and I swear your voice calmed her down. Yes, meow, meow, cat. Meow, meow. Just tell her it's going to be fine. That was cat. For it was going to be fine. Sounded like home. Oh, thanks so much, Amy, for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Don Goody, for the 5. Oh my gosh, this is something I've thought about for the $5 super chat. Okay. He said, maybe Big Deep Pockets don't want Diddy to be convicted with a RICO because the government can then later use the United States versus Sean Combs against them. Yes, I do think this is possible. I'm not an expert, but I do think this is possible. It's something I've thought about too. Maybe. Thanks so much for the $5 super chat. Okay, we got another one. Okay, so you're saying everything on your social media was true and you meant every single word and you loved Cassie. She said, no, not every single word on my social media account was true, but I do love Cassie. And what is this? She said it was a pop-up shop for D-Rock's brand called Invisible Bully for some freaking reason. That is weird. You promoted Mr. Combs, didn't you? And she's like, yeah. 1 minute ago. So you're saying this is not the way you felt? Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative. And the judge is like, yeah, what the hell, Brian? Chill out. No. How about this? You are the best unicorn rock star alien? She said, I was just saying that to trying to say it unique. I don't know what that is. I think she's saying I was just trying to say it. I was trying to be unique or something. I don't know what this says. Now we get into Fahim. I'm pretty sure this is the head of security, Fahim Muhammad. He was the one that was allegedly, apparently, with, according to reports, with Michael Jackson when he died on like OD'd on barbiturates or something. But I think he might have also had something. I'm not going to speculate, actually, but he's finally entered the chat. Okay. Who are the people in this photo? Mia said, Mama Combs, which is Janice Combs, who's in the courtroom, according to reports. Christian Combs, that's Diddy's son. D-Rock, that's the security that called her up and was like, let me give my sister some money or whatever. Fahim, the head of security that was allegedly, according to reports, with Michael Jackson when he died. And Tron, I've heard this name before too, but it doesn't immediately come to me who this is. Now, Inner City Press says during these IDs, Diddy is whispering to his lawyer, Mark Agnifilo. So you worked, this next question, Brian Steele for Mia. So you worked through March 2017? She said it was confusing. It was like I was in limbo. Okay, so on December 6th, 2016, you were notified, I guess, that she was fired. Okay, let's check the other sources. All right. Okay, we're getting some insight into Mia's demeanor. Shayna Jacobs from the Washington Post says, Mia's demeanor has shifted since her earlier testimony when the former assistant of Diddy shuddered and cried throughout her accounts of Diddy's abuse. On cross-examination, she has been rattled by some of Brian Steele's questions about her social media posts praising Diddy, but she has mostly offered composed and matter-of-fact responses. She did not seem upset when confronted by images of her spending time with Diddy, who she says arred her and repeatedly abused her. Earlier, she had emotional reactions to some of the prosecutor's questions about her job. And she has testified that her time with Diddy left her with complex, severe PTSD, so debilitating she can no longer keep a job. So she's no longer like crying. She's more being like matter of fact. And she's like a little rattled, but she's like mostly composed. It sounds like what is being reported. I'm just updating through the other the other sources. "13 minutes ago, Fox News. Diddy former assistant back on the witness stand for cross-examination after the lunch break." The Brian Steele is resuming cross-examination, joined the legal team in April, so last month, along with other powerhouse lawyers, Mark Agnifilo, Tini Garagos, Alexandra Shapiro, Anna Estevallo, Jason Driscoll, Xavier Donaldson, and Nicole Westmoreland. We got another update from news.sky.com. Diddy's defense, 5 minutes ago, Diddy's defense asks Mia to read her social media captions about Diddy to jurors. After showing Mia's social media posts on Diddy's birthday, see previous post, his defense asked Mia to read her caption out loud. She was full of praise for Diddy in the caption on her social media post, describing him as a legend. After calling up another post from his birthday, Diddy's defense asks Mia to read another caption out loud. She reads the caption to the court, which ends with, quote, "We F love you." Still waiting for an update from Inner City Press. Okay, we got one from Washington Post. Defense attorney picked up just now Wesley Parnell. Defense attorney Brian Steele picked up where he left off before the break, confronting Mia with loving images and social media posts she made about Diddy. The former boss that she says abused her to the point of developing PTSD. "You are the coolest alien rock star unicorn pizza slice, and we effing love you." Okay, coolest alien rock star unicorn pizza slice. It's kind of like when you don't want to lie and you don't want to be mean about somebody's baby. And you don't want to, but you also don't want to be like, "Oh my God, the baby's so cute." Or like, "Oh my God, he's so smart," because it's a stupid baby or it's ugly. So you're just like, you love it or whatever. And so you're just like, "You are the coolest alien rock star unicorn pizza slice. And we love you." Woo. Anyway, she apparently posted this in 2016. "You realize all these posts so far emphasize and promote Mr. Combs?" Brian Steele asked Mia. The defense is taking advantage of a gap in the prosecution's line of questioning. This is the first time jurors are hearing about the affectionate relationship between the two. And it's because the freaking random social media accounts found it, not Alexandra Shapiro. And other things like this came up in cases that Alex Spiro has handled before. Now NBC is picking it up. Coolest alien rock star around. Defense is continuing its effort to minimize any bad acts by Diddy by citing previous kind words from Mia. Actually, they're trying to impeach her credibility and make her look like a liar. Not really minimize bad acts. They're trying to make it look like she just lied, not minimize it. She praised Diddy in social media postings with pictures of his birthday celebration in late 2016. Now, to my knowledge, he has not yet asked her the big elephant in the room question, which is, did you post this video? Because remember, the judge said you can't put that video in. No video in, coming in, no, because you just waited too late to put it up and stuff. But if she says she didn't post something, which she hasn't denied posting anything yet, so she might not. Okay. So where we left off, Brian Steele is trying to ask Mia when she actually worked for Diddy. He's like, were you actually working still March 2017? She said it was confusing. Like he would just all of a sudden notify me, pay with no leave, but I'm still getting emails, whatever. On December 6, 2016, you were notified you were fired? She said, yeah, but I was getting mixed messages. Brian Steele said, what is this? She said, this, I was promoting the Bad Boy reunion tour. I was doing the documentary for the film project on the Bad Boy reunion tour, right? So they have a film company making films and documentaries about their tour. And it's their tour for their record label. You see what I mean? Like the whole thing keeps going around and around. I was promoting the Bad Boy reunion tour I was doing the documentary on. Okay, I'm going to show you something. Defense Exhibit 1700. She said, I remember this. Brian Steele goes, so you did this? She said, yeah, it was nice of me. And I think that Diddy's team always intended to be doing these surprise, ambush things, because do you remember when they were arguing so hard at the beginning of the trial that the witnesses should not be allowed to speak at all to any of the prosecution or their own lawyers in between like bathroom breaks and stuff, even if their testimony spans several days. And they were saying it's because they didn't want to be the other side to be able to prepare the witnesses for stuff. I think it's because they were preparing to use, in my opinion, this is just my belief. I have no extra knowledge for believing this, but I believe they always intended to use astroturf planting of evidence, maybe with some plausible deniability like this for Diddy's lawyers, but it just rings too close to that Jay-Z Spiro thing. And then this CE circulate, something just is sitting not right with me. And all of this, like $20 for the Diddy coin and wear the shirt and free Diddy. And okay, finally, we're to the scrapbook. Okay, the scrapbook has entered the chat. The jury, it was back and forth. This is the one where there's Biggie articles about Biggie unaliving. And then there's something about the feds are already investigating us. And the judge didn't want that part to come in and all that. The former assistant reviews that scrapbook that she made for Diddy. Looking at it, she said, I remember this. It was so nice of me to make this for him. Yes, it was. You freaking tell him, girl. Okay. Just going through our different sources. I guess they're passing out the book to the jury to let them pass it around, which was up for debate whether they were going to get to do that. Oh, good. Breaking news. Trump doesn't rule out pardoning Diddy. Good. Awesome. Love that. Freaking love that. Nobody's asked, he said. Wow. Donald Trump did not rule out the possibility of giving a pardon to Diddy as he took questions in the Oval Office today. He said, quote, nobody has asked, but I know people are thinking about it, he said. I think some people have been very close to asking. The president acknowledged that the trial was getting a lot of coverage, but said he hadn't been following it too closely. He added he had not spoken to Diddy for years. He said he used to really like me a lot. I think when I ran for politics, sort of that relationship busted up from what I read. Ooh, maybe. Okay, listen, look. You can't say you're going to pardon somebody or not. I think it is the right answer. I haven't ruled it out. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but I know he used to like me, but then when I ran for president, all of a sudden, I started reading in the news that he didn't want me to win. Hot shash! That clip is going to come back to freaking haunt him. Vote or die, they said. No, I didn't vote for Donald Trump, and I would not. I did not. No, and I didn't vote in the last. I abstained because I couldn't. I couldn't vote for either one. So before y'all get on me, I'm not left or right. I'm above it all. Give me a candidate I can vote for on either side, and I'll vote. But no. Okay. I don't know. He did tell me that, but I read some little bit nasty statements in the paper. All of a sudden, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me to, I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, well, Maureen Comey, because there's all this other politics going on. Like Maureen Comey's dad and Donald Trump have beef. So Maureen Comey is trying this trial. So he has reason to toy with both of them. But also Diddy really did campaign very hard against Donald Trump. And he does seem like the type that might hold a grudge. But then again, JD Vance didn't like him very much. And he picked him out as I don't know, vice president. I don't know. I don't know much about the man. I really don't. I've not done like a character analysis as of late. Okay, we got another tweet. Moving on. So you made this scrapbook, Brian Steele asks. You made this and you gave it to Mr. Combs? She said, yeah, I did. And what did you write at the top? She said, Puff, sometimes life goes by at catastrophic speed. I hope on this day, I hope you can sit back and consider. I made this book of articles from 1991 to now. That was very sweet of her. She is sweet for that. Mia acknowledges she posted on Instagram often about Combs, but says all of his staffers, okay, this does help her. All of his staffers were expected to post. She is very engaged. This is NBC News, Marlena Lenfang, Adam Rice, and Yang Fang. Mia is very engaged during the cross-examination and is confidently claiming ownership of her Instagram posts, featuring and praising Diddy. Despite defense attorney Brian Steele's attempt to show the disconnect between her claims of suffering. Yeah, she's claiming, yep, that's mine. Despite Brian Steele's attempt to show the disconnect between her claims that she suffered at Diddy's hands and her glowing posts about him, Mia doubled down, saying everyone who worked for Diddy was expected to post. She reiterated that back then people tended to post only about the high moments in life and not the lows. Even still now, if Justin Bieber posts something sad or he's going through something, they trying to lock him up in a freaking conservatorship and take away his kid. Oh man, this is sad. This actually, I think, makes it more obvious why this girl had sympathy on him, because what she said here is, Puff, sometimes life goes by at catastrophic speed. This is sad because it's really universally true. I hope on this day, I hope you can sit back and consider. I made this book of articles from 1991 to now. Brian Steele said, did you mean those words? She said, yes, because he had said to me before, I used to look at the world the way you do. But now that I've done everything, it was sad. The world is sad. The man you say has ruined your life. He keeps going back to that. You keep saying he ruined your life. You keep saying he ruined your life. And she's like, I mean, I could tell you what my therapist has said. Okay, I'm just refreshing. our various sources, that does help her. I think that, like, we were expected to post that stuff. It was like an expectation and everybody was posting about it. It wasn't just me. It was kind of part of the job a little bit, oh yay, puff, puff, look at us. And it is sweet. You can tell she was kind of like trying to like get him back to that mindset of like a person with a conscience. He's like, now that I've done everything, the world just means nothing. He needs to read the Yoga Vashishta. I mean, it seems like he's probably going to have time coming up shortly. Yeah, this is really sick. I can't believe they're letting him get away with this. Okay, so he's like, how could you do this? How could you make a book like this if you about for the man that ruined your life? It just makes no sense to me. She said it's called psychological abuse. No one did anything. What could be more terrible, Brian Steele says. And the assistant U.S. attorney is like, objection. Brian Steele's like, what could be more terrible? And then the assistant U.S. attorney is like, objection, Your Honor. What in the argument? And what is this man doing? What is he doing? Badgering. And the judge agreed. He may. Okay, we got some more Trump news about Trump pardoning Diddy. Trump asked about pardoning Diddy, said he would take a look at the facts. He said he's not ruling out a pardon for Combs. He would certainly look at the facts. When he was asked by a Fox News reporter, Peter Ducey, I wonder if Peter Ducey is following. Is Peter Ducey in the chat? Whether he would consider taking that step, he said nobody's asked. People are thinking about it. He went on to say that he hasn't seen or spoken to Diddy in years, and he hasn't followed the trial closely. In a 2012 episode of The Apprentice, Trump called Combs a good friend of his and a good guy. In his second term, he has issued pardons for various celebrities, including reality stars Todd and Julie Chrisley, rapper NBA Youngboy, and hip-hop star Lil Wayne. Oh, I didn't know about the Wayne pardon. What did he do? Let's go back to Inner City Press. Mia said, there are textbooks out there. It's called an abusive relationship. He said, but you're not in a relationship with Mr. Combs. You weren't dating him. She said, abusive relationships are not limited to that, Brian. There were no streaming documentaries about this. No one flinched at his behavior. There was no Surviving Diddy streaming yet, buddy. She's like, pick up a book, dude. Yes. He absolutely has tapes. That's why he's been able to do this so long. He had every politician at his parties. Everyone's saying that he has tapes of them. Peter Ducey is the White House correspondent. Duh. Oops. Well, then who's the... Oh, they didn't name the correspondent? Hold on, let me go back. Oh, they took it down? They took it down. 2 minutes ago, we got another update. Maybe they took it down because it was a typo. Diddy's ex-assistant continues to be bombarded with past by social media posts by the defense. She's been shown several of her previous social media posts by Diddy's lawyer, Brian Steele. She was shown photos she posted of her and Diddy at Burning Man and other events, apparently having a good time. While she was on the stand, she read a post from August 2016. The post contained a collage of photos of her and Cassie, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, where Mia said how good of a friend she was and how much she loved her. Mia discussed a post containing a pop-up shop for D-Rock's clothing brand. Steele argued that, wait, hold on. All that lawyer was Ben Mercatus? Is that true? Wow. Yeah, the Brian jargon. Yes, yes, yes. Diamond, rainbows, in the chat, all the mods in the chat. There's a couple I'm still waiting for their links, but Diamond Rainbow's link is in the chat if you are so inclined as to throw a little coffee money her way, etc. If you think she's been doing a good job, because I do. I threw her some. Mia was then shown another post made on Diddy's birthday. Justin, Christian, Janice, D-Rock, and Mia. So she was like with them. Assortment of other friends in the photo, like choreographers, stylists, security. Another photo, again taken on November 4th, is the last birthday that she would be with Diddy. She was not notified that she would then be terminated the next December. Mia testifies she thought the scrapbook would make Diddy happy. Mia testified she made the scrapbook for Diddy after a conversation where he told her, "I used to look at the world the way you did," and implied there was nothing left now that he had done everything. She said it was hard to get a birthday present for someone who has a lot of money, and she thought the book would make him happy. That is sad. That is so sweet. She is sweet. Okay, then the judge is like, "Can we get a sidebar? This is like what are you doing? What are y'all doing?" Okay. Yeah, this is a good point. Karen said, "Notice how they're avoiding all the elements of forced labor," which is what this victim is. Like, one of the things that she's alleged to have been like done the forced labor. Like, what about the passport? What about all that? But a lot of it is her word against his, but some of it has evidence, like those text messages, like, "Call me, call me, call me, call me, call me," or "I'm telling everything." Like, that is like pretty obvious blackmail, right? It's like pretty obvious to me. Okay, what's the sidebar about? They're probably asking how much more time they have with the witness, because he's probably going to have her. Yeah, because it's like 2:54 right now. So the judge is probably like, if we're going to have to bring her back anyway, he's probably about to end court. Oh, thank you so much, CJ, for the $9.99 super chat. Your skill set with sources is impressive. You're the best of the 3-4 shows that I'm watching. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stacy Marie, for the $2 super chat. Thank you, Stuck on Strings. Shout out to you becoming a member. Huh. Is this real? Oh my God. Where are all these tips coming from? Christina, thank you for the $10 Canadian. Diddy was an angel investor for Pear Pop. Pear Pop. Hold on. Pop. Remember you like that? Pear Pop. The platform enables brands to discover and activate social media creators for social media campaigns instantly at scale? You kidding me? Oh. That's y'all's ass, I swear. Ooh, I've been waiting. Thanks so much for the $10 Canadian. Pear Pop. So how do you know Diddy was an angel, and how do you find out who somebody is an investor for? Pear Pop. Creator discovery powered by AI. You don't need an influencer agency. I don't have an agency. I can tell you that right now. You don't need an influencer agency. Pair Pop is the Airbnb of the creator economy. What is this? What is this? You can rent them? Did I finally find a company where you can rent? If you're ready to accelerate your career as a creator, apply today. Roster spots are limited? Is it actors? Is this one of the world's largest creator community? We help creators at every career stage unlock their future. So, I mean, I guess the leader in full channel creator performance, from impressions to engagement to direct sales attribution. Am I hallucinating? To ramp up excitement for the premiere of Netflix's Glass Onion, Pair Pop orchestrated not one, but two concurrent creator campaigns. Orchestrated creator campaigns? These efforts drove over 16 million views and achieved a 4.66 CPM dollar amount, surpassing Netflix's performance benchmarks by more than 28%. And they have some of the TikToks here that they did. This is for the launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Pair Pop identified and activated non-endemic Call of Duty superfans, from athletes to foodies to cultural icons, by gifting special edition PS5 consoles to these unexpected gaming creators and their squads. We created a groundswell of authentic engagement. AstroTurf company. Okay, so how do we know Diddy? Are y'all freaking out right now? What are y'all saying? There's a connection between Netflix and Revolt. AstroTurf Pop. PitchBook tells you who invested. Pair Pop PitchBook. I'm gonna cry. Ashton Kutcher. 776. Oh, I don't have an account. Y'all. Gaio Siri. I'm in shock. I'm truly speechless. I didn't know they had it just out there. Okay, we got a new update. Let me collect myself. It's always a rabbit hole. Yes, Nicole. Yes, I can. And I did. I got a video. It's on my other channel. It is called You're Probably Arguing with a Bot. The thumbnail says astroturfing. I'll go to it in a second. If one of the mods could put the link. I already talked about it. I did talk about like what is astroturfing. Siri is Madonna's manager. Yeah, I mean, it's all freaking starting to make sense. Oh my God, they are going to really, really regret the day they all mess with me. Oh, I was young and manipulated and eager to survive. 3 minutes ago, CNN.com. Mia says this whenever she was asked why she worked for so long for Diddy. Brian Steele challenges Mia on why she worked for Diddy for so long and did things for him like make a scrapbook on his birthday, even though she said she endured physical, sexual, and emotional abuse for years. She testified that her therapist or a psychology textbook could explain it better than her. But she said, in an abusive relationship, there is a cycle of violence. I was young and manipulated and eager to survive. I'm unraveling a lot of this now in therapy. Nobody was there to say these things that were happening were wrong. There was nobody around us that ever flinched at this behavior. I was always in trouble, and I was always just trying to find a way to not be in trouble. Do you have further questions? Okay. They're back from their sidebar, Inner City Press. Next question. Where is it that you confronted him, Diddy, and said, you have violated me sexually or otherwise? And he said, I need your help. She said, after St. Bart's, I confronted him about his behavior. You told Cassie she's a superstar and should get the money? She said, I don't remember that. Aren't you lying about Diddy's misbehavior? That's a pretty bold ass question. Aren't you lying? She said, I have not lied to anyone at all. Well, she shouldn't have said that because she did lie, like to Diddy and stuff, like when she was trying to get out of stuff. But that was okay. It was like for her safety or whatever. But then just saying I've not lied to anyone at all is kind of like, okay. Isn't it true it did not happen as many times as you just said? She said, everything I said in this courtroom is true. Why did you make him that scrapbook? She said, I don't know. Go talk to an expert. Could we hand the scrapbook to the jurors? The judge said, take a few minutes to look at the scrapbook to the jurors. So they're passing that around. All right, I want to go back over here. What is this? Full funnel creator performance. Wow, this is crazy. Look, they use different words for stuff, so nobody knows what they're talking about. Full funnel creator performance refers to a strategy where creators, such as influencers or content creators, are utilized to engage with audiences at every stage of the customer journey, from awareness to conversion. This approach aims to maximize the impact of creators by tailoring their content and strategies to different stages of the sales pipeline. So it's like creators just to sell your product. Yeah, it can be bots, it can be real people. I mean, look, that's this right here, like the work. Like if you want to like sign up for it as a creator, look, get representation. If you're ready to accelerate your career as a creator, apply today. Roster spots are limited. So you can sign up, you can put your name and, what's your YouTube channel, what's your Instagram, and I guess they just send you jobs or whatever. I don't really know. I mean, I don't have an agent. I don't have an agent. I don't have an agency. I don't have a manager, and I don't want one. Where we had an update. Mia says her trauma brain often wins over her logic brain. 1 minute ago, CNN.com. She said there's a difference between the logical side of her brain and the traumatic response side of her brain. Why do you need someone else saying that it was wrong of Diddy to make you feel like he would unalive you? She said she has a logical brain and a trauma brain, and the trauma brain often wins. Eventually, it becomes normalized. You're just trying to get back to the good. You make excuses for people. I'm a people pleaser. I'm an empath. I'm a rule follower. I just wanted to do my best and make everybody happy all the time. So I tend to take a lot more than normal people. I don't know how to explain that to you. I don't know if I should apologize for that. I forgive people all the time for stuff. So like, you're trying to make me feel bad for it? You want me to apologize or something? Oh, it was here. It was NBC News. No, it does say asked by Trump, asked by Fox News's Peter Ducey. Yeah, that says what it says. See? Okay, let me look up Diddy Pear Pop. Y'all. Oh man, April 2021. Creator collaboration platform Pear Pop completes $16 million funding round, including support from The Weeknd and Snoop Dogg. Pear Pop, which like Clubhouse, Locker Room, and an array, oh my God, of other immediately successful platforms debuted in 2020. Oh, just a convenient year. Detailed the multi-million-dollar raise in a formal release. Florida headquartered venture capital firm 776 led the Series A, whereas Ashton Kutcher and Guy Oseari's Sound Ventures co-led the seed funding round with Slow Ventures. Plus, Madonna's manager co-founded Pear Pop. The roughly 6-month-old app this is from 2021, has received financial support from the music community angel investors such as The Weeknd, Chainsmokers, Diddy, Marshmello, Snoop Dogg, who's also a Pear Pop user. What does that mean? And Tyga, Mr. Beast, and his Night Media Ventures, Mark freaking Cuban and Kevin Hart represent some other backers. They bought a social media content product advertiser collaboration firm. Cute. Pear Pop, which launched on TikTok, has since attracted roughly 10,000 creators. Creators, that's a loose term, dedicates a substantial portion of the release to highlighting the success that it's had in helping TikTokers to bolster their presence and increase fan interest in their work. Many companies and professionals today offer services designed to assist artists in promoting music on their app. Also worth noting that the social media focused talent agencies are beginning to also adopt Pear Pop as a way to oh my God. The latter closed a major partnership agreement with Sony freaking Music Publishing. Talent X. Last July, and the multifaceted deal encompasses artist support under the Sony Music banner. Artist support. What is 776? I've heard of that before. Alexis Ohanian said Pear Pop has the potential to benefit all social media platforms by delivering new users. How? The new fake influencers? I don't get it. Someone explain it to me like I'm 2, like I'm 6 even. The company has created a revolutionary new marketplace model. Oh, ka-ching, ka-ching. Diddy invested, Snoop Dogg invested, set to completely reimagine how we think of social media monetization. Is one of these Pear Pop platforms where the video of Mia popped up? I think the FBI needs to freaking investigate. Attention FBI, Department of Homeland Security Investigations. I have an announcement, I have a request. Just look over here. Just look over here. Diddy invested in this company that's got thousands of social media content creators at its disposal, apparently. Can these people be hired to, for example, promote a certain side in a lawsuit? I certainly cannot. I can't be. But what about this Pear Pop? Who should this be required to be disclosed? I don't know. Maybe not. Cole Mason founded it. Who's surprised? The initial concept came out of an obvious gap within the space. An obvious gap, the money changers are saying. No marketplace existed for creators of all sizes to monetize through simple, authentic collaborations that are mutually beneficial. Where have I heard that terminology before? It soon became clear that this was a product that people had been waiting for. Here come the money changers. I'm ready to flip some tables in the temple. Thousands of people rely on our platform today to gain full control of their social capital for the first time. This is from 2021. Pear Pop. Pear Pop. Every day. Every day it's a new discovery. No new updates on Intercity Press. No. Let's see. We might have one on NBC. 6 minutes ago, NBCnews.com, witness said blaming herself was a defense mechanism. She testified, this is Adam Rice, Ying Fang, and David K. Lee of NBC News. Mia testified blaming herself for being the victim of S assault was her coping mechanism and shouldn't be interpreted as an excuse for the perpetrator. I am an sexual assault victim. Just survive, she said during cross-examination. I'm unraveling a lot of this now in therapy. Nobody told me. Nobody was there to say that the things that were happening were wrong. In Diddy's world, the victims were always made to feel at fault, she said. I was always in trouble and always finding a way not to be in trouble. She sticks to her allegations against Diddy. 1 minute ago, Adam Rice, Ying Fang, and David K. Lee. In the most direct and pointed cross-examination yet, Diddy's defense lawyer, Brian Steele, asked Mia if she was wrong and whether his client actually never had non-consensual relations with her. She said, no, what I said was true. Unwavering, she said, I have not lied to anybody at all. Then Brian Steele asked Mia if she overestimated the number of times Diddy might have inappropriately touched her. She said, everything I said in this courtroom is true. 2 minutes ago, CNN.com says ex-assistant says she hasn't lied to anyone at all about S assault allegations. Attorney Brian Steele suggested 3 times during his cross-examination that Mia is lying and making up S assault allegations. Mr. Combs never had unwanted, consensual, forcible contact with you. Isn't that true? What I said in this courtroom is true. I have not lied to anyone at all. She previously testified that he S assaulted her a few months into her employment. Diddy's former assistant testified that her staying was a form of psychological abuse, or a result, of being psychologically abused. Diddy's defense lawyer, Brian Steele, shared a book of magazine articles that Mia gave to Diddy for his 45th birthday. The attorney noted that the letter Mia wrote to go along with the gift was given to Diddy personally, and it was not shared on social media. The letter concluded with Mia, who is testifying anonymously, saying she loved Diddy and that she meant it. She told the attorney that it's hard to get someone who has a lot of money a present. That is true. So she felt that something like this would be more meaningful. The man who you say ruined your life, this is what you say to him. He asked how Mia could even stand to be around Diddy or have him near her family. She replied it was a result of psychological abuse. It happens in these cycles of abuse. The highs are high, and then that makes the lows, confusing. Okay, we got another tweet. The jury is passing the scrapbook around. Wow, this is interesting. Mia, let me ask you, Brian Steele says, how did you make this scrapbook? She said, I researched and I reached out for archives. Archives in a library? Mia said, no, archives in Diddy's company. But then you did all the work. She said, I did. So these are company archives. Interesting. And the government didn't want these to be in there. Oh, there's something in there like, oh, the feds are watching us or something. So I think that's one of the things the government didn't want in there. It was like Diddy saying the feds were watching him. Trump doesn't rule out pardon. Look at that desk. For Diddy. As Diddy sat in a New York courthouse on Friday, listening to his former assistant testify against him, Donald Trump was asked at a White House news conference with Elon Musk if he would consider pardoning Diddy, who he used to call a friend. It's a question many have been wondering, as Trump, a former reality TV star himself, has used his office to pardon a long list of celebrities, allies, and others. Earlier this week, Trump pardoned numerous people, including the rapper who goes by the name NBA Youngboy and reality stars Todd and Julie Christie. Nobody's asked, but I know people are thinking about it. I haven't been watching it too closely, though it's certainly been getting a lot of coverage. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot. Then when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up, from what I read. Trump digressed for a few seconds to talk about his transformation into a politician and then returned to Diddy, who has pleaded not guilty to criminal charges of ST, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in institution. He faces a potential life sentence if convicted. I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think someone was mistreated, whether they like me or dislike me, it wouldn't have any impact. Okay, let's see. Nothing new. They're passing around the scrapbook. The scrapbook is like articles and stuff, but I know there's like some stuff in there about Biggie. There's some stuff in there about the feds been watching us. I want to get more info about Biggie's death, but the feds are watching us or something. We got another one at CNN. Okay. Less than a minute ago, CNN.com. Mia explains how she gathered material for the scrapbook to mark Diddy's birthday. To create the birthday scrapbook, Mia said she reached out to people at Diddy's companies who handled archives and asked them for copies of articles mentioning Diddy. She then printed out the articles, highlighted Diddy's name, and put them in chronological order in the scrapbook to mark his 45th birthday in 2014. And this is the same year of Ricardo Tisci's 40th birthday. 2014. That, I think, is the same year also that Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble got together. We have another update from Washington Post. This is Wesley Parnell. Defense accuses former Diddy assistant of fabricating testimony. Despite the intensity of his questions about her alleged SA, Brian Steele has been accommodating during much of his cross-examination of Mia, apologizing if he cuts the witness off and making frequent small gestures of compassion. Now, raising his voice for the first time, he's driving home his line of questioning to the witness, who is using a pseudonym. After spending roughly 2 hours combing through her affectionate messages to Diddy, he accused her of fabricating her account. Isn't it true that Diddy never had unwanted, consensual, forcible contact with you? Non-consensual, sorry. Although unforgivable for any person to put their hands on a woman, especially a man, isn't it true that it did not happen as many times as you said to this jury? The prosecutors have continued to object aggressively, and Mia has responded with a steely demeanor. Everything I've said in this courtroom is true, she said. Ask any abuse victim's advocate, and they could explain it to you much better than I could. Mia testified that she feared Diddy would unalive her. When asked point blank if Mia was afraid that Diddy would kill her, she said yes. She went on to explain that her trauma brain won over her logic brain and Diddy's behavior became normalized. She said, She's a people pleaser and a rule follower, and she just wanted to do her best to make everybody happy all the time. She explained that after something violent, she would confront him, and he would admit that he needed help. After something violent, if I was pushed to the edge, I would confront him about things, and he would say, I need help, she said. Diddy would tell former assistant he needed her when she was at a breaking point. Okay, this is interesting. He looks especially devilish in this one. 4 minutes ago, Fox News. Diddy's former assistant shared that she would help the rapper even when she was at her wit's end. And this does sound like what Cassie would say too. Like she would, she went to the funeral, like to go to Georgia to be with him after she even broke up with him. Told the court that she's an empath and a follower. She said allowing herself to be mistreated not only occurred in incidents with Diddy. She says she forgives other people all the time for things. She noted that if she was ever pushed to the edge, Diddy would say that she is right and he needs her. She previously testified that by November 2014, she had already been assaulted by Diddy. Mia fumes she hasn't lied over assault claims. Brian Steele tried to imply that Mia was a liar, lying about her allegations of assault from Diddy. He asked, Mr. Combs never had unwanted, non-consensual, forcible sexual contact with you. Isn't that true? What I said in this courtroom is true, and I haven't lied to anyone at all. She previously claimed to the court she had been assaulted. She also claimed that she was young and manipulated and eager to survive. Everything I've said in this courtroom is true, she said. Did you also make Diddy a birthday video? She said, yeah. I put one together. I asked people if they wanted to send in a video. I want to ask you about the last 4 digits. And then he starts reading out these digits. And the assistant U.S. attorney is like, objection. So did you make a birthday video? Now, this is the infamous video they were fighting about at the lunch break that they had since yesterday. It apparently went viral online, but I don't think nobody should go look it up. But apparently it's already viral. They didn't include Diddy's lawyers did not include this video in the evidence they turned over to the prosecution. They included item 1749 and item 1751. They skipped over 1750, and 1750 is this video. So they didn't give the video over, and then they just like at lunchtime today, not even this morning, they said they got it last night at 1 a.m. And that's why I ended up all the way over here on the pair pop, because dynamic matching algorithm, like, is this does Jed Wallace own pair pop? Like, about the new standard in creator marketing. Okay. I ended up over here because how did that video go viral? How did that video go viral? How did a personal video that Mia never ever sent out to social media, it showed up on a random website yesterday. Is it possibly something like an untraceable campaign? Totally untraceable campaign? Is it something like that? Equal access to opportunity. We believe everyone is a creator. Whoa, hold on. What? And everyone has worth. We connect real people to real opportunity and empower them as individuals, regardless of their career, stage, point of view, or identity. Digi Day, Best Influencer Marketing Program, TechCrunch, Forbes, 18 million and 300 million, social collaboration marketplace. What is a social collaboration marketplace? You got to ask yourself what these words mean. We believe in encouraging you to create your own career from engineering to marketing to business development and design. We're always seeking the best and brightest talent to join our team. Diddy apparently is an investor in this, where creators earn a living doing what they love. For creators, you can earn a living doing what you love. Could it be like maybe, I don't know, posting 5 videos about Blake Lively every week whenever you don't talk about nothing else? I don't know. I'm just asking. Creator collaboration at scale. What does that mean? Book a demo, but this is just for brands. I mean, and no hate to Pear Pop. I mean, maybe it's totally fun. I'm not saying they're doing something wrong. It's just makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, is something like this how this video got put out? Because Diddy, yeah, where's Ashton Kutcher? All posted on the same day, Sarah Pro said. Marketing manipulation. The defense is just proving why so many victims don't come forward, Billy Jr. said. How sus is that timing? It is very interesting, and it's the same, it tastes the same flavor as the Celebrity Bee, Alex Spiro. I mean, what is Media Matters? They charged Britney Spears $500,000 to her estate while she was in a conservatorship for lawyers to go on New York Times and do interviews saying Britney needs, with Britney's getting paid Britney's money from her estate. And then they paid more money for these lawyers from Britney's estate, not only to argue in court to keep her into a conservatorship, but the lawyers had the freaking audacity to charge for their time $500,000. $500,000 went into Media Matters. What is that? Oh, wondering. Crazy. Thank you, John, for the $5 super chat. I'm starting to feel better. Thank you. Diddy lawsuit, Melly H said, Diddy lawsuit with Diageo 24 for marketing Ciroc. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God, y'all are all putting the pieces together. Diageo's CEO is an intelligence officer under Comey, and Jim Comey's daughter is Maureen Comey. Hey, my Lord, hold on. I got to take, who are these people in my chat today? Because y'all are not no regular average viewers, all right? Who are y'all? We got the spooks in the chat. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you for the $6 super chat. Thank you. 2 and 2. That is interesting. Diddy's suit with Diageo was for the marketing. Did he want to market it with his creator? I got to look into it. Thank you, Melly. Thank you for the $2. Diageo CEO was intelligence officer. I don't know if that's true, but I got to look into it. Thank you for $2. Unnamed and unindicted. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Just finished the morning stream. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Thank you, Cameron. Shout out to you becoming a member. Stuck on Strings. Thank you for $5 super chat. Amazing coverage. BJ, merci. You remind me of my gorgeous French sis-in-law. Can't seem to send my full message. Survivor here. Shout out to you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Check out the Wikipedia for Pear Pop. Oh my God, I'm scared. Oh God. All right, here we go, y'all. Cole Mason. I wonder if he's related to the Grand Masons. That's their cousins or what? It also reminds me of Pear, like the computer from Zoe 101. Pear Pop is an American social media collaboration platform headquartered in Los Angeles, co-founded by former creator Cole Mason and talent manager Guy Osseri. In October 2020, the platform enables brands to discover and activate social media creators. So what is the platform for? It's for brands to discover and activate social media creators for social media campaigns instantly and at scale. A recognized market leader, Pear Pop, was named to Fast Company's most innovative companies list and named Influencer Marketing Platform of the Year. Cole Mason, an ex-YouTuber and model signed to Ford Models, okay, we got models in the chat, co-founded the company with talent manager Guy Osseri, that's Madonna's manager, after identifying that there was no platform that allowed creators to predictably secure paid brand collaboration deals. He set out to build a platform designed to disrupt the talent booking business for the creator economy. It pairs brands with creators for social media campaigns, directly enabling brand to creator collaboration. The use of technology. Why y'all can't just email a creator? Why we got to get the money changers involved in everything? The use of technology to ThatSurpriseWitness@gmail.com. If I like your thing, I might talk about it, but so far, The use of technology to match brands and creators has been likened to other high growth marketplaces. The company has amassed the largest known community of vetted social media creators in the world, more than 200,000. Oh, collaborations with brands are one of the most consistent ways for creators to make money. Well, I don't do that. I mean, I've done a couple ever. Their audience make money, and Pear Pop is a market leader in providing high quality brand deals. Wow. Heidi Klum, Lauren Gray, Snoop Dogg, and Tony Hawk. Okay, interesting. $300 million. Always thought it's always like, look, what's 300 million? Half a six. Okay, we got to update here. Okay, we're on the video. Okay, we're back. We're back in court. Brian Steele, thank you so much for the $2, Christina, super chat. Defense attorney Brian Steele asks Mia about making birthday video for Diddy. He asked Mia about the birthday video that the judge said could not come in earlier as evidence. He asked if she remembered making a birthday video, and she said she did compile a video of shout outs from many important people in Diddy's life, including her. She said she probably told Diddy she loved him in the video, but she doesn't remember. She testified she couldn't remember how many people participated in the video. She reached out to a list of people Diddy always wanted at his parties. You know who was in one of those types of videos? Donald Trump in 1998, his birthday video. Hey, Diddy, shout out to Diddy, the best partier. Da, da, da. And Ellen DeGeneres was in the video with a pineapple. Yes, she was. She reached out to a list of people Diddy always wanted at his parties. And she reached out to his family to ask if they wanted to send a shout out to him for his birthday. And she got a lot of videos back. Brian Steele suggested that Mia made the video in 2013, but she said she couldn't remember the exact year. Independent.com, Mike Bettigan, Mia made Combs a scrapbook for his birthday. She told jurors how she made a scrapbook for Diddy after a conversation where he told her, "I used to look at the world the way you did." She said it was hard to get a birthday present for someone who has a lot of money, adding that she thought it would make him happy. The book was later passed around to the jurors. Yeah, here's Brian Steele not cursing. He won't say the curse words. I think that's fine. I think it's kind of cute. Okay. The judge says, can you just ask her if she recognizes her phone number and not read out the freaking last 4 digits of her phone number? Brian Steele, what is wrong with you? Doing a brain scan? He's like, oh, okay. Mia says, yeah, I do. That's my number. Okay, Brian Steele says, let's read these messages. I'll be Christina Karam. Okay, so Brian Steele is playing the part of KK, the chief of staff. Mia says, my life is over. I might as well, ... Brian Steele playing the part, reading as the part of KK. Call me back or I'm calling your parents. Mia, I'm so sorry. I'm with Laura Gomez. KK, I'm not going to call your parents. I'm not going to say it. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to. Woo. Brian Steele cannot even do the role because he can't read the F word. Okay. This actually happened to me before. I wanted to go to an arts camp. I was maybe 13, 15, something like that. I wanted to go to an arts camp in New Orleans called Mocha. And I was reading for like a part and you had to say a curse word. And I was like, do I actually have to say it? And the lady was like, yeah. Yeah. She's like, you don't have to if you really don't want to. I didn't get accepted to the camp, y'all. Anyway, so the text message says, I'm gonna unalive myself. Mia's like, my life is over. I might as well ... Then KK said, call me back or I'm calling your parents. Mia texts back, F word. I'm so sorry. I'm with Laura Gomez. Then KK, I'm not going to effing tell you, you are. Mia said, the pain hurts so effing bad. Brian Steele said, who is Laura Gomez? Mia said, Laura Gomez was the HR at Combs Enterprises. And you start, I'm going to unalive myself. My life is over. Mia said, yes. You could have quit. She said, I didn't see it that way. Brian Steele's like, why? Why you couldn't quit? She said, there's a pretty long psychological explanation. I was around them 24 hours a day. This is all I knew. Why weren't you happy to be severed? Severed. Isn't this great news? She said, no, not then. Oh, she wanted to come back, I guess. I'm just refreshing through the other stuff. I had to check a text message. It says updated 59 seconds ago. I don't think that's true. Okay, defense attorney asks Mia about the birthday video. Oh, we already read that. Okay. They just put a new picture up. All right. Just waiting for some new updates. I wonder if the jury's as bored as I am with Steele, Deborah said. All these people were sleep deprived and brainwashed. And also, like, I do hear what she's saying, like, about like the psychological explanation, but like, I would just say, did you miss the part where if I ran away, they would chase me down? Brian Steele actually out there scoring points for the prosecution. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Christina, for the $2 Canadian. Yeah, and the Pear Pop Wiki. Thank you, Vanessa Haley Benjamin, for the £1.99. Thank you, Dasha, for the $10 super chat. Danielle, thank you for the £5. She said, you and some people in here should work for the FBI doing all the tracking. Girl, who is in this chat today? Because, okay, we are getting some fire tips. People know what's going on out here. Love your lives. Been listening since the start of trial. Shout out to you. Oh, look, y'all. It's my cousin, Nicole. Hey, cousin. President just said he won't rule out pardoning Diddy. I know. It's my cousin, Nicole. Y'all know I'm the Harrises. I'm the Richards. I'm the Harrises. I'm the Corvilles. I got a lot of it. Hey, cousin. President just said he won't rule out no Reddit. No one has asked him. They used to be friends. Jury impact? I don't know. I don't think the jury's going to be impacted because I think, well, New Yorkers kind of hate Trump, don't they? Or they like him. I don't really keep up. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Put your comments, what y'all think in the chat. Why does it feel like it has institution vibes? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Who? I mean, that is one of the things he's like charged with. Transportation for the purpose of institution. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I hope one day Donald and Diddy can be, oh my Lord, bunkmates. Thank you for the $3, Dustin, super chat. Thank you for $10 Canadian KRM. Imagine asking a survivor of childhood trauma, why you got some of the pictures with your parents just smiling? I know it is kind of like stupid and gratuitous to me. I mean, it's like very obvious to me what the answer to this is, but I guess maybe like they're banking that there's still some people that don't think this way, and they still think like, how can you be smiling if he's so bad? Maybe Brian Steele's one of those people. Okay, so this is the last thing I think for the whole weekend. She's like, So you were finally fired. Why you weren't happy to be fired? Wasn't it great to be severed? She said, no, not then. Okay, Your Honor, I'm done for the weekend. The judge said, we'll let the jury go for the weekend. Don't read anything about the case. Have your notifications turned off. All rise for the jury. Okay, they leave out. We'll see you Monday. So Mia got to come back Monday. They were trying to get her out of here by today. The prosecution was, but it's not going to happen. Mia has to come back on the stand Monday. So she got to wait the whole weekend. That is a shame. Former assistant to Diddy testifying under pseudonym is expected to return for more cross-examination on Monday. We're going to update here. Diddy's ex-assistant admits she put time and effort into the birthday gifts she made for the rapper. Book of magazine articles. She did put time and effort into it. I mean, that was a very nice gift. Just because she made a gift doesn't mean to me that she couldn't have been abused. But it doesn't matter what I think as far as whether he's going to be guilty or not. It only matters what the jury thinks. So it is difficult to get into the mind of the jury. It's also, I mean, a lot more informative if you could get into the mind of somebody that's seen this stuff before, like, like other lawyers and things like that. Just trying to do a forward thing. I'm going to redirect y'all today to Andy. Is he going live today? I am going to stay on for a few more minutes because I want to get the updates and things that are going to happen. Because they're still in that court arguing. 4 minutes ago, we have another update from Washington Post. Wesley Parnell, Washington Post. The defense has wrapped up its cross-examination for the day. Mia, this former assistant to Sean Combs, who has accused him of repeated sexual assault while testifying under a pseudonym, will return to the stand Monday. The jury is being ushered out of the courtroom. Let's see if they're going to stay in here fighting. I bet they will. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Okay. I know. I think we got some people that know what's going on in the courtroom in this chat. Somebody said something about the authenticity of this stuff, or it wasn't in the chat. I think someone actually tweeted it. The defense approach to this is disgusting, someone said. It shows Diddy is still pulling all the strings. Okay, hold on. I need to find the most recent. It's so hard to get to the bottom of it. Hold on. The assistant U.S. attorney is questioning the authenticity of this scrapbook. Look, what is the authenticity of the last exhibit? Brian Steele said, we got that from the government. She said, yeah, this is in a different format with an unknown number. Mr. Steele suggested that the green boxes are Miss Karam, but there's an unknown person. The defense said, this is KK. This is Christina Karam. Uh-oh. Where did they get these text messages from? They represented in court. Oh my gosh, y'all. See, I'm glad I didn't leave. It's always some stuff popping off right at this lunch break in the morning and right before they leaving. Look. Now, Brian Steele already, I think, messed in his nest, telling the judge that a 30-second long video was 8 seconds long. Okay. Telling the judge he don't know why they didn't send the defense something till the lunch break that they got at 1 a.m. in the morning before. Now the assistant U.S. attorney saying, what is this bogus scrapbook they had out in court today, Your Honor? Defense said, oh, we got that bogus scrapbook from you. They said, no, you didn't. Because what we gave you was in a totally different format. It wasn't in a binder. And this is some unknown number. We had a binder that had on text messages, it was an unknown number. And then Diddy and them changed the exhibit to type in Christina Karam's name when it wasn't maybe Christina Karam, or maybe they didn't authenticate it. But here's Diddy's lawyer saying it is her number. Chill out. We know her number. Stop trying to make such a big deal out of something. They said, we spoke with Christina Karam's lawyer. Okay, breaking news 59 seconds ago. Okay, 59 seconds ago, breaking news. Christina Karam definitely does have a lawyer. We spoke with Christina Karam's counsel. This is Diddy's lawyers. We had to put it into another format. So that's why we had to put it in. We had to, because their format crashes our computer. Okay, then the judge goes, okay, well, Mia said that number was Miss Karam. You can explore on your redirect. So the judge is like, all right, you can explore the authenticity of it when you ask her again, like, how does she know that's their number, Christina Karam? So basically, the government didn't know that they were texting Christina Karam with Mia. Mia had some text with Christina Karam, but the government just thought it was an unknown number. It wasn't an unknown number. It was just now revealed in court. Diddy's side at least knows who the number is for, and it's Christina Karam, the former chief of staff. Just refreshing all our different sources here on the mirror right now. Jury dismissed for the day. Mia will be back on the stand on Monday. Court finishes for the day. This is news, Sky News. The jury has now been dismissed, bringing the 13th day of trial to a close. 13th day of testimony. Cross-examination of Diddy's former assistant, who is testifying under the pseudonym Mia, will continue on Monday. Stay with us as we bring you a summary of today's proceedings. Okay, no thank you. Let's go to Inner City Press. Okay, they're still talking about the scrapbook. Yeah, I want to know what format is crashing their computer. So the judge is about to ask who else is going to come to the stand after Mia. Sidebar. He knows we listening. All right, they had a sidebar right now, so I knew something. I knew they was going to be doing some drama. Thanks so much to Carla for the $9.99. It's all a pattern of Stockholm regarding the employees. It does kind of seem like that. I mean, I'm not an expert. I don't know, but yeah. Thank you for the $9.99. Thank you, LTD, for the $4.99. Hey, cousin, I think Steele is trying to make her lose her temper and then ask why she didn't protect herself like that from Diddy. Oh, right. Maybe that's why he's trying to show that she does have the ability to stand up for herself. Maybe. Thanks so much for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Victoria, for the $1.99. Make sure to support the mods in the chat if you can. I have linked their links. Make sure to support Inner City Press if you can. He is also linked in the link in the description box down below. I am waiting for the court to wrap up here with the last little bit of arguments, because usually this is the time of the day that they start to tell us who's going to be coming back to testify. We got an update here. NBC has an update. Witness testifies she was crushed about being let go. She testified she was devastated about being let go from her job on Diddy's team. According to a December 6th, 2016 text conversation between her and Christina Karam, I'm going to unalive myself. My life is over. The government is probably trying to use this as proof. This is more proof they can use that she's texting these people, the work people. Like she don't even have friends. She has to text them at work. I'm so heartbroken. I can't breathe. Karam did her best to console the witness about this career setback, which could help the defense minimize or raise doubt about the abuse Mia claims she endured. Mm. 2 minutes ago, Donald Trump considers Diddy pardon. Oh, here's him saying it. Let's see. Oh. I guess we have to watch a Reba McEntire ad first. Lou Taylor client, or at least I think she used to be.
Next question, but back when he hosted The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours. Back then, he has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble. Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely.
Interesting. Hold on. We have an update. We have another update on CNN.com. Lawyers are discussing evidentiary issues. While the jury is done for the day, defense attorneys and prosecutors are still in the courtroom discussing and arguing over evidentiary issues. Diddy continues to get support from family. This is the guy that wears the free puff shirt. I think he's one of the security. Who is this guy? Somebody put his name in the chat. Diddy's family members, especially his adult sons, there's Justin, there's Christian. God forbid he don't wear a hat. And his mom continue to show up in court. Oh, he's got the designer bag. Oh, that's his notebook bag or what? There they go. This one's got bleached hair. They love the black and white, huh? And navy blue. I think that's Diddy's alleged so-called sister. Oh, no, that's a friend. Janice Combs and Charlucci Finney. Charlucci Finney? That's that man's name? They put his name? They just putting that man's birth certificate name out there like that? Wait a second. He's an executive producer at Atlantic Records? You mean No Jumpers former distributor? Or is he a music producer? No, that don't look like him. I don't think that's him. I think they lying. Oh, Love and Hip Hop? Huh. Is he this one? This looks maybe. It's hard to tell. President of Big Luck Music. Films worldwide. Atlanta. Oh, maybe that's the same person. Charlucci. Very strange. Okay, anyway, okay. Now Mark Agnifalo's piping in. Your Honor, Mia's affect yesterday. Maybe it was real. Maybe it was not. We have a right. The judge said, if you're trying to use the exhibit for impeachment, you have to actually say that, Mark Agnifalo. I can't read your mind. He said, well, Your Honor, we're trying to be courteous and move the trial along, but the judge reminded jurors not to talk about the case with anyone and be hyper vigilant for any trial talk on TV. They need to sequester this jury and to immediately change the channel if Diddy's name is said. Like, please change the channel if Diddy's name gets said. They're in there arguing right now. Ashton Kutcher, pear pop. It's very interesting. Is Scientology involved? Why? And y'all see, like, I mean, put a tinfoil hat in the chat. If you remember me saying all of these things remind me of just so much of Scientology. It just keeps feeling like that. It just feels like, it just smells like it has the same stench. And they love saying fair game. It's like they love it. They love it. Oh, God. Fun fact. The Punisher was on VH1's show, I Love New York. He was. Could there be a chance of mistrial if the jury isn't sequestered? I mean, why sequester? Because there's certain things that for a fair trial have to go through certain procedures. And one of them is like you have to like even today, the scrapbook, right? They have to go through certain procedures. The powder that gets found on the scene, fingerprints got to be run. DNA, they got to do the test on the chemicals to see like what was it. Just a regular little pink bag of powder could have, in some cases, could have an innocent explanation. But to say, you know, fake news, AstroTurf news, for example, coming out, Diddy is innocent. Cops found that the fake powder was the powder was fake. What if it's fake news? What if it hasn't been properly authenticated? What if it has nothing to do with Diddy? What if it's real news, but in other, it's doesn't pass the rules of evidence? So the jury sees more than we do in some ways, but we see way more than the jury does in other ways, because we're seeing all kind of stuff that would never be allowed in court. For example, Exhibit A, for example, this video. The jury has not seen that video. We could go see it right now online. Technically, the jury is not yet supposed to. Oh, they ain't paying their creator, somebody said. It does. It got the stank. Thanks for keeping me updated while I work. Thank you. $4.99 super chat. Thanks so much. KRM, as someone with CPTSD, I think she's more likely to shut down completely and dissociate than blow up on the defense. She already testified. Her default is to freeze. True. Thank you for the $10 Canadian. KRM, thank you for the I'm not grumpy for the $5 super sticker. It does. It does. Like even the pear. I'm just like, this is just, I don't know. I'm just, who knows? I just make stuff up too. Who knows? Don't take my word for nothing. I'm trying to get. She has PTSD, Agnifilo said. We also have the 403 objection. We can write a letter on this over the weekend, Your Honor. The judge said it's a 20-second happy birthday video. For the good of the order, maybe the parties can come up with an order. I don't know what that means. Okay, so they're going to go back and forth this weekend over whether or not this happy birthday video of this lady is going to come in, of Mia. For that, in the meantime, I have y'all redirected right now to go over to Andy Signor at Andy Popcorn at Popcorn Planet. And then after that, I think maybe you'll be going over to It's Kim. In the meantime, have a good weekend. I will be back on Monday, hopefully feeling back to good as new. And that's all I really had for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation, and neither are opinions. See you Monday. Love you, meaning. Okay, bye.